So, I know I have some explaining to do. Where have I been? What happened to BBR Week 9 and BBL Week 9? I had a bad week. Prepping for games stresses me out. I'm gotta be totally honest. 2021, I've been saying one thing that I need to learn how to do better is to manage my stress. Forfeiting games because I feel stressed is inexcusable. I need to learn how to manage the stress better, and I'm working on that. But sometimes it just feels like too much. Like, when I know it's time for me to start prepping for a game sometimes, my heart rate goes up. Like, my heart starts to feel like it's beating out of my chest, and it makes me feel very overwhelmed. And makes me feel like I can't do this right now. And it ends up getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. And then it's too late. We need to move on to the following week, or I wasn't ready in time to, battle at a time that works for my opponents. So, yeah, I am far from perfect. I know some people were hoping that I could pull off a perfect record in BBL. Honestly, as much as I hate losing, a perfect record in any league doesn't really mean much to me. My definition of a perfect season would be playing all my games, preferably on time. That hasn't happened this season. I've played all the games up until this point, but not necessarily on time. Uploading them all on time, I've done that. I've uploaded all the games on time. That's what's more important to me, because I do this for the viewers. And that's why I'm most disappointed in myself, is not that I took a couple of losses due to forfeits. Like, the fact that I get a loss in my record, whatever. It's that I failed to provide content to the viewers that enjoy watching my content. So I apologize for that, and we'll now move on to Week 10 battles. You're about to see the Week 10 Teambuilder for the BBR. Battle will go up tomorrow, and we'll also have the Week 10 BBL battle going up on Monday. So, yeah. What's up, everyone? Howler here, coach of your Delta Gligers. Today I'm bringing you the Week 10 Teambuilder for the BBR. We are going up against Liv, Olivia Sama, and her New Orleans Saints Snow. You can see her team on the right side of the screen. At this point, I'm not honestly sure what Liv's record is. I think she's either 5-4 or 4-5, one of the two. We are now 6-3 because we did have to take a forfeit loss last week. I should have posted a video by now explaining why, what happened in that past week. Yeah, I should have done that, but now I haven't done it as of recording this, but I should have posted it before this goes up on Friday, the 29th, I think. Yep. Okay. So this is a pretty important match, because if we can win this match, we should feel a lot better about our chances of making playoffs, because Liv would be one of the teams on the cusp of making playoffs and not making playoffs. So this is a really important game for her to win, to try to make her best effort at trying to pass me, to maybe take a playoff spot away from me. So I really don't want that to happen, but at the same time, still not feeling 100% in terms of building and playing games. So, I've got a team here that I think is decent, but and one set I think that is amazing in particular that we won't take long to see. But it's going to be really hard to pull off against Liv's scary team. So let's get into what we have now. We've got a Tentacruel with Rain Dish because we are facing off against a Rain team with Pelipper. Now, honestly, I do believe there is a chance she does not bring Rain because I do have some counterplay to it. I have this Tentacruel that can sit in front of quite a few things on her team. And I do have Swift Swim Amistar as well, which I am bringing, but not the set you probably are hoping to see. Sorry to give that away right off the top. But yeah, so this thing here is just meant to sit in front of a lot of special attackers. We have enough speed to always outspeed a Mesprit if Mesprit wants to run to mid-max speed, to outspeed a max speed Diggersby, for example. We can outspeed that and get damage off against it. Unless it's quite offensively invested, we have a decent chance, especially with Rain Dish and Black Sludge Recovery. We have a decent chance to not get 2-hit KO'd from that thing, so we could get some decent damage off against it. And then we always have our Moltres to pivot in on the Mesprits, potentially, if we can get the prediction right there. So we can get a free sub up. We can set up Substitute in front of something like a Pelipper that should not want to stay in against us. Substitute's really free because we'll recover all of that HP back with the Rain Dish and Black Sludge Recovery. We can then go for either of our stabs against whatever's sitting in front of us. Scald and Sludge Bomb. This Substitute is also nice for something like the Ferroseed. I do not have great ways of beating Ferroseed. Like, Ferroseed's actually really annoying for this team to deal with, and I hope that it doesn't show up. Because, you know, my fire type is Magmar, and fire type's generally not the best in going up against Rain, so we can Rapid Spin away anything that the Ferroseed wants. If it wants a Spike stack in front of us because we can't do much damage to it, then so be it. Substitute blocks the Rapid Spin as well, and Gyro Ball should not be breaking our Substitute, so it would have to have like Seed Bomb to be able to break our Substitute. And hopefully we can get a Scald Burn against that Ferroseed, and that would make it so much easier to deal with. In fact, if we do get the Scald Burn, even Seed Bomb shouldn't be able to break our sub, and we can wear it down that way. Now, Dragapult is the win con. This is the EV spread is pretty leaning towards the bulkier side. That's because I need Life Orb for the extra power with Thunderbolt. So I have Thunderbolt on here. Thunderbolt is for the Pelipper, and it's in case Pelipper is like max defense and could potentially live a hit from us and get Hurricane damage off against us. We can always Thunderbolt that thing. The only thing that's going to be outspeeding this is Unburden Hawlucha Electric Seed with Electric Terrain. We actually have enough speed so that after a Dragon Dance, we outspeed Timid Max Speed Kingdra in the rain. So that's why this set is so good. And as with that same speed stat, we naturally outpace Max Speed Coco by 1 point as well. So this Dragapult set is really, really good. We honestly don't need much attack investment to, since we're running Life Orb, to be able to pick up Okos on her team. And so we can put a lot of EVs into bulk to make sure that we can take a Acrobatics from the Hawlucha, so that, you know, if this thing, if we can get a Dragon Dance up without being brought below half, then we should be in really good shape to like just demolish Liv's team. So I'm really, really counting on this Dragapult to put in the work for us. Thunderbolt, I should mention, because Hawlucha gets the defense boost from the Electric Seed in the terrain, it could live any hit from us unless we were much more offensively invested and running Psychic Fangs. If we were max attack, then Psychic Fangs actually does more to Hawlucha even with the defense boost at +1 attack than Thunderbolt would. But Thunderbolt's nice because if Hawlucha is getting that boost, if it gets its Unburdened off, that means Electric Terrain is on the field, so our Dragapult will receive a power boost from the electric terrain, and that will allow us to KO the Hawlucha even without any special attack investment whatsoever. So this Diggersby is kind of essential to not lose to a lot of her, like mainly Coco. I don't have much for Coco on this team whatsoever. Like even my Dragapult doesn't, like on paper, my Dragapult doesn't threaten her out. I would need to like bluff Specs Shadow Ball, I guess, to force her out, but I guess even Phantom Force is going to be doing a decent chunk, so I can maybe go for a raw Phantom Force against that thing if I really need to. But yeah, so this thing is just here to eat up special hits from the likes of Coco mainly. Can also take on Volcarona if need be. We have Fire Punch for that Ferroseed, the only fire coverage we have on this team to hit the Ferroseed. And even this is not going to be OHKOing a max defense Ferroseed, so like we'll have like Fire Punch into Earthquake. We'll have to hope to do the trick, or just 2 Fire Punches, something like that. U-turn for momentum, and then Thunder Punch is also there. We have the electric coverage once again for the Pelipper, and I guess for Hawlucha, even it's more so for Pelipper than for Hawlucha, but it's there. Yeah, pretty standard Diggersby. We have enough speed to always outspeed max speed Pelipper, just in case that comes. If the Pelipper is outspeeding our Diggersby, then we know for a fact that it's Choice Scarfed. And who knows, if the Pelipper is Choice Scarfed into a Water type move to knock out our Diggersby, then that could be the prime setup opportunity for our Dragapult, as long as she doesn't get a Scald Burn against us or something like that. Although if she is Scarfed and more offensive, then she may be running Hydro Pump, which would be nice because then no chance to burn us. Comfey is here. We have to run a lot of bulk on this thing to take hits from stuff like Hawlucha and Kingdra. So Draining Kiss 2-hit KOs Hawlucha. It should not be 2-hit KOing the Kingdra though, unfortunately, because Kingdra is much more naturally bulky. And unfortunately this thing could also just straight up die to Life Orb Hydro Pump in the rain. We just didn't have enough EVs to be able to live hits from both Hawlucha and a special attacking variant of Kingdra. So this is the best we could do. We just gotta hope that we get kind of lucky against that Kingdra, I guess. And even Draining Kiss wouldn't be 2-hit KOing, so we need to rely on getting chip from Stealth Rocks that we have on our Amistar, for example, to put that thing in range to die for 2 Draining Kisses from Comfey. Taunt is there for Volcarona, because Volcarona could come in and try setting up Quiver Dances in front of us. So at worst, we only allow Volcarona to get up 1 Quiver Dance, then we could potentially set up a light screen in front of it, U-turn out into our Dragapult to click Dragon Dance. That's the whole reasoning behind the last 3 moves on this Comfey. We can also taunt Ferroseed to prevent it from getting hazards up, to prevent it from leech seeding health back from our team, stuff like that. So Moltres is Choice Specs. Unfortunately, Tapu Koko is a great switch in to the Moltres. It resists both of our stabs, but it's important that we get chip on the Tapu Koko, because Koko is immune to Dragon Darts from our Dragapult, so we have to be going for Phantom Force to be able to damage that thing at all. So it's important that we wear down the Koko, so we force it to come in and take a lot of damage from a Specs attack from Moltres. And even if Koko is modest max special attack expert belt, it does not knock us out with a Thunderbolt. It would have to go for a Thunder or be Choice Specs to knock us out. So if it switches in on any hit from us and then gives us a Berserk special attack boost, it should be getting 2-hit KO'd by this Moltres, which is really, really great. We are running bulk so that we can also survive +2 close combat from Hawlucha and be able to knock it out with an Air Slash in return. And if we can get this thing on the field with rain up, then we'll have 100% accurate Specs Hurricanes to be able to fire off. So that's really, really nice. I didn't run as much speed on this thing because I didn't care so much about outspeeding Mesprit because we should be able to take hits from Mesprit regardless, and we do have the type matchup against that thing as well, so I didn't feel it was as important to creep that thing. And last but kind of least, this is the last one on the team. It's gonna be a lead. Swift Swim, yes. No Shell Smash though. Shell Smash Amistar I don't really think helps accomplish the goal of sweeping with Dragapult. It definitely was a viable set in this game, but the fact that like we have to be able to get a Shell Smash off to be able to outspeed Kingdra, and there are so many. I don't know. It's kind of hard to do that. Like Shell Smash is definitely viable, and I would maybe consider it in a rematch scenario, but we are rocking. This is likely going to be our lead, and we're just going to try to get some hazards up. The most likely defogger on her team, being the Pelipper, does not want to be in against the Amistar because 1, it's going to give us a Swift Swim speed boost, and 2, it's weak to our Ancient Power. I would think that many of you are hoping to see like a Meteor Beam set on this, but Powered Meteor Beam just doesn't make sense as long as Swift Swim Kingdra is around because it always outspeeds this Amistar. It just does. So yeah, this is going to be our lead. We're going to try to get hazards up and hopefully Pelipper leads. That would be phenomenal. But if the Coco leads, that's fine. We'll just get our rocks up and probably die on the next turn. I should mention about this Moltres too. It's also a really nice response to the Golurk. Being immune to ground, resisting Ghost. I will definitely expect it to predict Moltres to come in and go for a Stone Edge, though. I'll have to be careful about that. But Stone Edge shouldn't be knocking us out, so if it does predict that on the switch, then we can go for Fiery Wraths, and most likely have a Berserk boost on top of that as well. So, yep, that's going to be the team. Hope you guys are looking forward to seeing the battle go up tomorrow. If you enjoyed this team builder, make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel to keep up with all of our amazing Draft League content. We'll see you tomorrow for the match.